Now, we always strive not to have pointless answers on Sunday Morning Live, really we do. But for Alexander Armstrong, that's exactly what he and his co-host Richard Osman are trying to achieve from contestants on the BBC quiz show, you guessed it, Pointless. But Alexander is a man of many talents, an accomplished comedian and singer. Samantha Flanagan went to meet him.
Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where we are always striving to find the most obscure answers. I bought some really nice trousers in Camden.
Yeah?
You will get a sentimental feeling.
Good evening, and welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Alexander Armstrong.
You're such a mainstay now on our screens. You're basically doing everything. So, I mean, may I say the most exciting thing is Danger Mouse.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
you. How flattering is that? I get to play a rodent that can do things I can't. I know who's behind this. I'll simply summon the danger car and...
And now you're going to be doing another children's classic.
Yes, I've done a narration of Peter and the Wolf with the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. It's a wonderful way of just sort of lower children gently into classical music, and without their realising it, they've learned an awful lot. You know, not only the beautiful music that Prokofiev has written for them, but also the idioms of these instruments. And I think a lot of people look at classical music and think, whoa, that's a dark wood there. I'm not going to go in there. Well, I might get lost. I might never come out, you know. And actually, classical music is for everybody.
Now, it must feel very fitting for you to be introducing young children to classical music, because classical music's been a huge part of your life since you were a young child.
Yeah, it has. I'm very, very, very keen on classical music. It was my sort of... I sort of embraced it in a somewhat weird way. And up till the age of 11, I sort of shut my ears to even to the possibility of pop music.
And at that point, you'd been a chorister?
Yes. Oh, it was just a lovely thing to have done. It's an amazing thing, because you are immersed, you are thrown into this huge repertoire of choral music. I don't know, you learn just fabulous. Moab is my washpot, and over Ephraim shall I cast out my shoe. These are wonderful phrases to roll around an 11-year-old tongue, you know. It's a fabulous thing to do.
Did it engender a faith in you, that church
Yes,
experience?
it did. My faith is something that I keep with me. It's a very C of E sort of faith, I suppose, mine. It's not a strong flavour, but I'm very pleased that it's there. I quite like the mystery of it. I quite like the sort of grasping of things I don't fully understand. I think that was part of the magic for me of the music and I suppose of the spirituality of the whole.
And when did you first start trying to make people laugh?
Probably when I was at school, I think aged about sort of 13, 14, I learnt to do impressions of teachers at school. And so that was it. I was quite a good mimic. And that was, I think that was my route into it. But also the Cambridge Footlights used to tour every year, and they would come up and perform in Newcastle. And we'd go and see them every year. And it was just, oh, they were so good.
Was that a real ambition of yours to be in Footlights then, having watched them?
Yeah, it was. I think I then decided that I wanted to write comedy and perform comedy, and so it came to pass.
You just want to be you, isn't it?
Isn't it, though?
Isn't it?
I'm always myself, and I don't care what anyone says, because this is me, I'm myself, and I'm always me, yeah, and that's what I am.
That's so true, because some people just aren't themselves, are they? They're like someone else or something, and they're not them.
I like it when we talk about the deep stuff.
Perhaps your most unexpected success is Pointless as a quiz show host. Was it ever on your radar that would be a career option for you?
Not at all. But it's a lovely show. I really like the way... I love the quiz element of it. I think it's just ingenious, that. You know, and if I get to do it with Richard and we have a lovely time doing it... It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Afternoon to you.
And to you. I think what was so funny was that Richard and I were an interesting choice as presenters, because we are essentially pretty inept. And I think in a way that became part of the frayed edges of it and the awkward, eggy pauses.
We did the top 70 most popular celebrities with the initials AA. It was great. I've got a whole list here if you want to see them at some point.
Yeah.
hold on a minute.
Is that the secret to its success, then?
I think so. I think there was something very honest about it. For some reason, it's caught people's affections.
So after pretty much a couple of decades of being on TV, you decided to bring music into your professional career and release an album.
Did, and yes, exactly, bringing it into my profession, because it was always there. I mean, I did do musical. I've never stopped singing. Just like a shadow, we leave such a mark and no more. Life will go on as before. It literally feels like a really important pipeline has just been sort of unblocked and is now flowing again, and it's just, it's lovely. We've got a new album coming out at the beginning of December.
Tell me a bit about that, because a Christmas album is a special thing, isn't it?
A Christmas album is a special thing. I think because something about that time of year, we have a sort of sense of wanting to get cosy around midwinter. The ritual of things we love to do to sort of strengthen the bonds between us and our loved ones, and music is how we pull in all the strands.
And a little bit further into the future, what can we expect from you?
Well, I'm back on the Pointless, back in the Pointless saddle, which would be is always a lovely and comfortable place to be.
Would there be anything that could tear you away from it? It could just run and run forever.
Oh, I'm not leaving Pointless. They'll drag me out. Even I will be clinging to the podium. I mean, I think the answer is to that. For as long as people like watching it, we will love making it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.